And we are now live.
Yay.
Welcome to anybody on the stream. Feel free to leave a comment so we can see who's here. And we'll give it a few minutes for everybody to jump in, and then we will get started.
Will we be able to see people as well, Brian? Or no?
I believe so. Oof.
Okay.
Again, it's been a while since. Let me see. And here I go disappearing. Justin.
Hi, Carrie Ann.
On the right, do you see where it says private chat?
I just see a chat. It doesn't say private. Oh, I do. It does say private.
Okay, so if you need anything at any point, you can toss it into the private chat, and only I can see that.
Got it.
But no, I don't see anywhere where we can see who's all here.
Okay, and Justin's here. Hi, Justin.
Oh, yay, Alicia's here.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm going
we
to
will
get
there.
We're going to give a couple of minutes to give people a moment to get on, and then we will get into it. Don't worry.
And I do want to apologize right off the bat. For those of you who know me, know what's going on. I've been dealing with a lot of pain issues, so I can't sit still for very long. So if I keep popping out of the screen, that's why. But I am here, and we'll be paying attention and moderating throughout the next hour. So if you need anything or have any questions, just let me know. Okay. Well, we shall go ahead and get started. My name is Brian Palmer. I am producer for the show. I am also the executive director for Ethereal Jest Arts Council. And this is Ashley. She is the director for the show and will be handling most of the talk tonight. At any point throughout the live stream, if you have questions or comments or whatever, just drop them in the comment section and we will make sure to address those at some point throughout. To get started, Ashley, would you mind introducing yourself as well as your background and some of your experience?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I am Ashley. I have no idea who is on here. No way to tell. So I'm just going to talk out to myself. I also cannot hide myself on here, which if any of you do a lot of Zoom calls, I always try and hide myself because I hate watching myself. So I will try to not be awkward about this. I am really excited to be directing Nine Girls. This is going to be my first full-length show that I've directed. I have done a lot of shorts, particularly at Mad Lab. They do a Young Writers series every year, as well as Roulette every year. And if you aren't familiar with Mad Lab or those events, they are pieces that are about 15 to 20 minutes long. And there's 5 or 6 of them in the night that they put on. So I have done that since 2020, every year, both of those things. So I've done a lot of shorts, and then I've stage managed a few shows. And I'm really excited to direct a full-length show, but Nine Girls will be my first one. Yeah, So I guess that's that with experience. I feel like the first thing I want to throw out there, because I feel like that's what most of you are going to want to know about or interested about, is just how the audition process is going to work. So if you aren't familiar with the show or with the script, there are 10 characters. One of them is a character who is just in the prologue, but it's like a decent role for sure. A lot of lines and really sets the stage for the show. And then the other 9 characters are the sorority girls who are going on a weekend getaway to their cabin that is owned by their sorority. So the way I plan on doing auditions is there are hour blocks set up that you can sign up for one of the spots. There are 9 spots in each hour section. And so you will come in the room, there'll be me and my casting team, which I should have counted this out beforehand, but I believe there are 6 of us total, including me, who will be part of the casting team. So that's how many people you'll be in front of, roughly. I didn't count it before. I think there's 6 of us. And then you'll come in with the other, all 9 of you will come in at once. So the other 8 people come in with you. There will be a series of sides from the show, and they will have different combinations of people performing together. So sometimes it'll be 2 people up there doing a scene together, 3, 4. There's one scene where all 9 of you are involved. But as they are at this cabin over the weekend, there's different combinations of times that people are on stage together and numbers of people. So I want to see how you perform one-on-one with another actor in a small group, in the large group overall. So that will be the dynamic set up. We'll try and like play around with that for probably about 45, 50 minutes. It's not quite the whole hour unless there is a need, but the plan will be to go about 45 minutes. And then of course you all have noted or will note what characters you are interested in, and I will have those forms. So I will make sure that you get the opportunity to read for that during that combination time for those characters you're interested in. But if I happen to miss it, just mention it and we'll make sure we run at least part of a scene with you doing a character that you wanted to do. So yeah, that's just the groundwork for how the audition process will go. And then we will have callbacks on Sunday evening from 4. I'll tell you guys and I'll get back to you because I want to say the wrong times. I believe they're from 4 to 6, the callback part.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was correct. So from 4 to 6 will be the callbacks. That will be anyone that we are considering being one of the 10 characters will come back for that. And then we will play around more mostly with that side that will have the scene of all 9 girls together. And just kind of rearrange people, throw people in, see how people work when like the kind of smaller group of ones that we're considering, how they play off each other. So it'll be really important that the chemistry is there for such a small cast, and the nature of this show, which is a group of sorority girls who have known each other for a few years and are pretty close because they spend most of their time together. So yeah, I will take a breather now and see if there are any questions or any concerns people have about that initial piece of information. Okay, so Carrie Ann's asking about the set. Ooh. Sorry, bear with me as I am new to this kind of setup here. Okay, so Carrie Ann is asking about the set. So the set is going to be the interior of a cabin. The show will be set in current time. So if you are familiar with the script or with the show, you'll know that it's written, I believe, for about the 50s is kind of like the time frame it's written. But it's listed as present time at the beginning. So I'm going to be setting it in our current time as opposed to the 50s. There's a lot of reasons for that and why I want to do it that way. But the main one is that I feel like some of the language of the show can be tricky and dated. But a thought I had around getting around that is people in my life I know who are like college age right now. They kind of say some weird things. They have like their own language that they make up. They have new words that are like hip and cool, and they all know what it means. And it sounds like odd to me. And sometimes they even bring back old sayings. To make them cool again. So I think that that is my way of kind of getting around some of the language and dialogue in it and making it still seem really like relevant and interesting, especially in current time. So with that being said, it is going to have a more modern look of a cabin. I have two inspirations, I guess, that I'm working off of. One for both a style that I'm going with as far as the look, as well as like a little bit of the way that I kind of want the show to play out, the actual movement within it. But one of them would be the show Scream Queens, if anyone is familiar with that show. It is set in a sorority house. It is a murder mystery show. So that is one. And then the other one is a home catalog of Ralph Lauren. So those are kind of the aesthetics. The aesthetic of a Ralph Lauren home catalog is very outdoorsy, wealthy, but not like we're going camping kind of camping, because that is not who most of these women are. So yeah, that's kind of the look of it. There will be a staircase. If you're familiar with the script, there's a staircase in it. There will be, of course, a front door, a closet door, a fireplace, which is very important as well to the look of it. But most things are going to take place in the living space, and yeah. So there will be a staircase that disappears into nothing, but it will be able to walk up and down, which is also important to the show. So that's the set idea. If you have something more specific you want to know about that, you can let me know. But that's generally the idea of what that will look like. And then Justin asked about the rehearsal and performance schedules. So for the rehearsals will be Monday through Thursdays, 6:30 to 9 o'clock. I'm pretty good and prompt with time. So given some kind of emergency that keeps me from being there at 6:30, we will start at 6:30, and we will end at 9 o'clock. So that will be that plan. So that's what you can count on with that. Monday through Thursday, it is at the rehearsal space on Leonard Avenue. I think that's correct. Where that I haven't been there yet, but it's at the new Ethereal Jest rehearsal space is where that will take place. Performances there will be a preview performance on Thursday, February 28th, and then the show opens on February 29th. I apologize. The show opens on March 1st, a Friday and Saturday evening performance, a Sunday matinee, and it closes on March 10th. So those are the dates of performances. I have some questions that I'll just go over with you guys, but I also want to leave space for anyone to ask questions as well. Just reading through some of these. So casting, we did talk about how the show will, how the auditions will go as far as the casting notifications go. There will be that Wednesday. Richie, I see your question, so I will answer that as well. That Wednesday after auditions, the auditions are on the 16th and 17th. I apologize, you guys, that I don't just know these dates off the top of my hands. Yeah, 16th and 17th are auditions. You can expect to be notified by the 20th with that. That's that Wednesday following the Sunday auditions and callbacks. And we should be able to announce them by Friday the 22nd. So right before Christmas will be fun to announce and fun to talk about with your family over Christmas. The rehearsals will begin January 8th. So we won't be rehearsing through the holidays, of course, and not right after either. So we'll start on Monday, January 8th. The scripts are in already. So if you are cast and you are able to meet before that, would love to meet, get you your script. Be awesome for those like 2-3 weeks or something that's in between there that you can start looking over lines and knowing things. So that would be ideal. But if you're not, you can pick up your script on the first day of rehearsal as well. Okay. I think I hit on all of the questions on the list. So I don't know if anyone has any other questions. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Carrie Ann asked if there will be notification of callbacks, regardless if you're called back or not. Do you mean, I think what you're asking, Carrie Ann, is will you be notified if you're not getting a callback? And the question is no to that. You will not be. Now, not getting a callback is not necessarily mean that you wouldn't be cast. So I cannot speak to, and Brian certainly can though, if everyone will be notified that they weren't cast. I don't think that's
Yes.
either. They will be.
Everyone gets notified whether or not they're cast.
Okay.
Only people who are being offered a callback will be notified about callbacks.
Yeah. Justin asked about my directing style. I am pretty organized person. So I will have everything that I want for the show planned out. But my style is a bit collaborative to an extent. I like to have actors feel the characters and I definitely have a vision in my head for each character and what I want from them, and I have that mapped out, and you would never be left hanging. But I do encourage actors to go with just minimal guidance, at least the first run or two, and let them kind of play with it and feel the character. If they do something that I'm totally against, I will certainly stop and let them know. But I like to, let them own the character that they will be embodying. So I give some freedom for that. But if you're ever stuck, if you're ever not sure where to go, you can always ask. I will have some direction for you and some guidance. And then sometimes I might just put some guidance out there and tell you where I need you to take something and try something. But in the smaller things I've done, I have enjoyed seeing how an actor wants to try something. And sometimes it just works really well. And I decide I like that too. And so we do it that way. And I like that approach to it. But you will never be lost out there because I do have a clear idea of what I want and will be able to move you along if the need arises. Of course, we will have things very scheduled as far as like the days that we will be doing blocking and what we will be doing, what parts of the show we'll be doing and working on. So that will be clear. If you are cast, you will get a schedule before January 8th. You will not get it the week that you're cast, but you will get it before January 8th that has a clear layout of how we'll be moving forward. I plan to run the show once a week, most likely on Mondays. We will just do a whole run through of the show. If, especially in those early weeks, if there are parts that aren't blocked yet, we'll just do like a line read of those parts and play with them a bit. But I don't want us to go more than a week than running the show from beginning to end. I think it can leave too much to question and miss. And I think it's really important for both me and the actors to be able to like have that time where they can see everything from beginning to end, stay familiar with everything that's going on. And then we'll spend the other 3 days focusing in on different acts and scenes and making sure that those are correct.
What do you foresee as the biggest challenge heading into this show?
The biggest challenge is, I think, would be making sure that the chemistry stays on par. If the cast does not have good chemistry with each other, it's going to show very easily, even with good actors, because just the nature of the show being so intimate and the background of these women being very close to each other. So I see that being the most challenging thing, is just making sure that we're like creating an atmosphere where we can like bond with each other outside of just coming in and like running scenes. I do like to do a check-in at the start of a rehearsal. It will be short, probably like 15 minutes, but I think that's like an important part, and it will be structured check-in. But I think that's an important part to kind of like loosen everybody up, feel a little bit connected, get ready to be in the space and work, and just getting that closeness. But I do think that that will be a little bit of a challenge. The other thing that I think could be a challenge will be the set. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Shed Theater, it is the Shed stage, I should say. It is small, which is fine. The show doesn't need to be big, but it is small, and I want to make sure that the things that I'm envisioning are possible and that we are working towards a goal that is like achievable and looks good for the stage because it's small. So I think that will be a little bit of a challenge, but it's things that I will keep working on over the next few weeks to make sure by the time we're rehearsing, we have a good idea of what the stage might be like and how we're going to move in our rehearsal space with that. Carrie Ann asked, are you particular about an age range for the entire cast, or just that the actors can portray certain? Yeah, whatever your real age is not necessarily relevant. You just have to be able to look and portray someone of sorority age. So yeah, that's the only thing that matters. While we're speaking on that as well, as far as it being a sorority house, the actors must identify as female or non-binary to audition. There is no right or wrong of how your appearance is within that framework. If you identify as a female or are non-binary, you are welcome to audition and be part of this cast. And it is my goal to make it as diverse as possible, particularly because it is set in current time. I really would like to embrace the full spectrum of the gender and not keep anything stereotyped. So yeah, as long as it is believable to me and the audience that you could be a sorority age, It's perfectly fine. I know a couple people who are auditioning who are in their 30s, like me, and they totally can pull off that they are a college girl. So that is the biggest thing. I don't really care about your actual age.
And similar to Hollywood, it's a lot of relative casting. So as long as the 9 girls together are believable as a sorority, then the actual calendar age of everybody is not that important.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you know people who are considering auditioning and they fall in that realm, if they're worried about that they're not feminine enough or they're not young enough, encourage them to audition, and we'll kind of see how it plays out as we watch the auditions. Anything else?
Well, we can wait just another few minutes just to see if anyone has any questions. This should stay up on Facebook, so you should be able to come back and review any of this information in the future. Be on the lookout over the course of this week. We do plan to offer what we call an audition seminar, which is basically just a practice audition where you can come in, do some cold reads, get some feedback on how your audition is going. If you want to do a monologue, even though we're not requiring it, but if you want to get some feedback on a monologue audition, that is fantastic as well. Also, if you know any men or male presenting individuals who would like to get feedback on their audition but aren't necessarily planning to audition for this show specifically, they are also welcome to attend the audition seminar. It's open for just about everybody. I know I will be there. I believe Ashley will be there as well to give some feedback. So we did it for Little Women, and it was a great event, and looking to do it again. Fantastic. Well, you kept this nice and short, Ashley. You were very, very clear and to the point with all of your answers. Thank you so much for everyone who attended live, and then everyone who watches this in the future. If you have any questions on anything related to the show between now and auditions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us on Facebook or even email us, go through our website, whatever. However you can get your question to us, we will get you an answer as quickly as we can. Are there any last questions before we end for this evening?
I also will say thank you to everyone who came and asked questions.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you everybody so much for coming out and doing this. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Yeah. All right, everyone have a good night. I hope to see some of you at auditions.
Likewise. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.